Daft Jack and the Beanstalk by Laurence Anholt and Arthur Robbins, which you can see now you've moved your hand.
Oh, yeah. You should know who that was anyway.
You and your big hands.
Daft Jack and his mother were so poor that in the winter they had to sit around a candle to stay warm.
And when it got really cold, they lit it. I've heard that one before, love.
That's what we had to do when we were kids.
Yeah.
When it got really cold, we had to light it.
Yeah. They were so poor.
So poor.
They lived under a cow in a field. His mum slept at the front end.
Oh, she's clever.
Yeah.
She's a lot cleverer than him. And Jack slept at the other end. Other end.
Pun.
He used to get the breakfast though because of the milk.
Daisy was a good cow, but the problem was Jack's mum was fed up with milk. It was all they ever had. Hot milk, cold milk, warm milk, milk on toast, milk pudding. And on Sundays, for a special treat, they had milk surprise, which was really just milk with milk on top.
Milk, milky milk.
I know.
Actually, you should have done that.
Milk, milky milk.
Jack didn't mind milk, but his mother would have given anything for a change. Maggie Thatcher got rid of all the milk.
I'm sick and tired of milk, she would shout. If I never taste another drop, as long as I live, it will be too soon. If only you were a clever boy, Jack. You would think of something.
I have thought of something, said Jack. It's a new kind of milkshake. It's milk flavoured. Jack's mum chased him all around the field. One
day, a terrible thing happened. Jack was sitting in the field eating a mini milk lolly. You like them?
Yeah, I like them.
And his mum was having her after milk rest, when Daisy suddenly looked up at the grey sky, decided it was going to rain, and, as all cows do, lay down.
Oh, on top of Mum.
That wasn't good. Right, that's it. I've had enough, sputtered Jack's mum when Jack had pulled her out by the ankles. You will have to take Daisy into town and sell her. But make sure you get a good price or I'll chase you around the field for a week.
Daft Jack was very sad to see Daisy. Very sad because Daisy was more like a friend than just a roof over his head. But he always liked to please his mother. Oh, look, rabbit.
Yeah, it could be a hare. He made himself a milk sandwich for the journey, and Jack and Daisy set off towards the town. It was a long way, so they took it in turns to carry each other.
He looked like he's carrying the cow.
Yeah.
Then at the top of a hill, they met an old man sitting on a tree stump with a shopping bag for life.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Yeah. It looks like a bag for life. Look.
Yeah. Do you want to be the old man?
That's a very fine cow you're carrying,
he said.
What's your name, sonny?
It's Jack,
said Jack.
But everyone calls me Daft. I don't know why.
Well, Jack,
said the old man,
I'd like to buy that cow from you.
I would like to sell the cow to you,
said Jack.
Or words to that effect.
Yeah.
But you'll have to give me a good price for her, otherwise my mum will chase me all around the field for a week.
I see you're a clever boy,
said the old man.
And I'm in a good mood today, so guess what I'm going to give you for that cow?
What?
Said Jack.
The old man reached into his shopping bag.
Beans,
said the old man.
Not just one bean, not just two beans. I'm going to give you a whole tin of baked beans.
Oh, baked beans.
Jack couldn't believe his luck. Not one bean, not two beans, but a whole tin of baked beans for just one old cow. Must have been his lucky day. At last his mum would be proud of him.
So Jack kissed Daisy goodbye and set off home carrying the tin of beans as carefully as he would carry a newborn baby, feeling very pleased with himself.
Do you think his mum's going to be happy?
I think so. There's a whole tin. It's not just one or two.
Okay. As soon
And they're
as
not milk flavoured.
That's true. As soon as he saw the field, he began to shout.
Look, Mum, all our troubles are over. Guess what I got for Daisy? Not one bean, not two beans, but a whole tin completely full of beans. Why, Mother, there must be 100 yummy beans in this tin. I knew you'd be pleased.
Yeah, she doesn't look really pleased.
Well, she's shocked by how much she managed to get for Daisy, because she wasn't expecting that. She was expecting 2 beans.
Right. At the end of the week, when his mum had finished chasing him, Daft Jack and his mum sat down in the middle of the field. Oh, Jack!
Wailed his mum.
No, we haven't even got a cow to sleep under. If only you were a clever boy, you'd think of something.
I have thought of something, Mum, said Jack. Oi, don't overplay your part.
Okay.
Let's eat the beans. So Daft Jack and his mum ate the beans. Then they had nothing left at all.
That night, Jack couldn't sleep.
I can't do anything right.
He thought sadly.
My poor mother would be better off without me. I think I will run away into the big wide world and seek my fortune. So Jack decided to leave a note for his mother. He couldn't find any paper, so he tore the label from the bean tin. But there was something already written on the back of the baked bean tin label. Oh.
What do you think that is?
Please dispose of carefully.
Could be.
Do not litter.
That could be. It's a sensible thing. Jack held the paper up to the moonlight and read aloud. Congratulations! You have bought the Lucky Bean Tin and won a fantastic prize for you and your family!
Jack woke his mother. When she saw the message on the bean tin, she couldn't believe her eyes.
Oh, Jack!
She cried.
At last! We'll be able to buy a proper house!
Yes, said Jack. And I will buy poor Daisy back. I fancy a nice glass of milk. And Jack's mum was too happy to chase him around the field.
In the morning, they sent off the Lucky Bean label and soon their prize arrived. A whole lorry load of baked beans.
Woohoo! That'll keep them warm.
Yeah. Good for the heart and all that. Yeah.
Beans, good for your heart. The more you eat them, the more you...
Yeah.
The more you...
Read the story, my darling.
Yeah. Jack and his mum didn't know what to say. They began to stack the tins in one corner of the field. But before they had finished, a second lorry load of beans turned up. Woo!
Or even arrived.
Yeah. Whatever.
And all day long, the lorries kept coming. By the evening, there was a huge pile of bean tins. A stack of bean tins. A colossal, gleaming, monumental mountain of bean tins.
Lovely.
There were bean tins right up to the clouds.
So from that day, Daft Jack and his mum ate beans. It's all they ever had. Hot beans, cold beans, warm beans, beans on toast, bean pudding. And on Sundays, for a special treat, they had bean surprise, which was really just beans with beans on top.
Beans, beans, beansy beans. Jack's mum would have given anything for a change. I'm sick and tired of beans, she shouted one day. If I never eat another bean as long as I live, it will be too soon. If only you were a clever boy, Jack, you would think of something.
She's very fickle.
I know.
I had thought of something, said Jack. Bean juice milkshake.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Yuck.
Latte?
No thanks.
What's wrong with that? Orange milkshake?
There wasn't room to chase Jack around the field because the beanstalk was too big. So Jack's mum chased him up the beanstalk instead.
Higher and higher, Jack hopped from tin to tin, with his mum puffing and panting behind. Don't look at the face.
Until at last, I know. At last, Jack climbed so high, he left his mum far behind. But Jack didn't stop. He kept on climbing. He looked down at the world below. He saw the field as small as a handkerchief and his mum as tiny as an ant, and still Jack climbed higher.
You know what that is? That's like an old-fashioned drone. So he's got a drone shot of the fields.
When he was almost too tired to climb anymore, Jack reached the top of the beanstalk, way up in the clouds.
Jack looked around. To his amazement, he saw an enormous castle with its great doors wide open. He tiptoed inside. It was the most incredible place he had ever seen. It's like a landing thing for a boat.
Yeah.
A dock.
Yeah. It's a bean
Air
dock.
dock.
Bean dock.
Air dock.
Bean dock. Jack wandered from room to room. He found massive bedrooms with carpets as thick as snowdrifts, a solar-heated jacuzzi, a living room with great armchairs and a TV screen the size of a cinema.
At last, Jack wandered into a wonderful kitchen fitted with every kind of gadget. Oh yeah, look, electric knife. You got one of them in a box somewhere.
It's not in a box. You took it out the other day when you made my
Yeah, when I
birthday
made
cake.
you a cake. Yeah, I know. It's back in the box, though.
It's not in a box.
This is down in the hall.
I don't think it's actually in the box, though.
Well, you couldn't manage to get it in the box that you come out of.
I don't know. Jack was interested in cooking, and he climbed up to look at the giant-sized microwave. Suddenly, the whole castle began to shake. A great voice roared.
3, 5, 4, thumb. I've got a giant pain in my tum.
Yeah. Jack looked around in alarm and saw an enormous giant sitting at a table, rubbing his stomach and looking very miserable.
It's not fair.
Complained the giant.
All I ever get to eat is children. And now I've got a bellyache.
Yeah, I can believe they'd give him a bellyache.
Yeah.
It's kids, you know.
Pain in the belly, that's what they are.
Hot kids. Oh no, I think he might be saying that.
Hot kids, cold kids, warm kids, kids on toast, kid pudding. And on Sundays, a special treat. I have kids surprise. But that's just kids on top of kids. I'd give anything for a change. I'm sick and tired of kids. If I had never ate another kid, as long as I live, it would be too soon.
He looked down at Jack.
And now I've got to eat you too. It's not fair.
The giant reached out a huge hairy hand and grabbed Jack around the waist. He lifted Jack, kicking and struggling, into the air and opened his vast, black, cave-like mouth with a tongue like a huge purple carpet.
Well,
Thought Jack.
This is the end of Daft Jack, and no mistake.
He was just about to be crunched into a million tiny daft pieces when suddenly he had an idea.
Excuse me, Mr. Giant.
He whispered nervously.
Excuse me, Mr. Giant. He whispered nervously. If you eat me, it will only make your tummy ache worse. I can think of something much bigger, much nicer. I don't suppose you like beans, do you?
You might
Beans?
say that a bit louder.
Oh no, he's whispering.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
beans?
roared the giant.
Do I like beans? Ah, yummy, yummy, love 'em.
A bit like you. So Jack took the giant by the hand and led him down the beanstalk. And on the way, the giant told Jack how lonely he was all by himself in the great big castle in the clouds with nothing to do but eat people.
Jack began to feel very sorry for the poor giant and took him home to meet his mum.
Oh, Jack, she cried. Wherever have you been? Jack's mum was very pleased to see Jack in one piece. But when she saw the giant, and when the giant saw Jack's mum, it was love at first sight.
3, 5, 4, thumb. I'm going to marry Daft Jack's mum.
Of course you are, dear, said Jack's mum. But first, you must be hungry after your long journey. The giant looked at the beanstalk, gleaming in the evening light as he licked his giant lips.
3.
No, that says thumb.
Oh, thumb, 4, 3, fire. I want a giant size baked bean pie.
It began munching the beans. Not one tin, not two tins, but a whole stack of beans. And even stopped to open the tins.
So, Daft Jack's mum married the giant, and they were very happy. They all went to live in the giant's wonderful castle in the sky.
Daft Jack opened a cafe in the giant's kitchen, and so he called it Daft Jack's Sky Snacks. And people came from far and wide, and Jack grew rich and happy. How can he come from far and wide?
That's a good question, because he's in the sky.
Yeah, exactly.
They'd have to fly there.
Yeah,
Helicopters!
and he's eating all the beans,
Helicopters!
and he's eating all the beans that you used to climb up there.
Helicopters. He served everything you can think of except milk.
And beans.
Sorry, we are unable to serve beans or milk.
Graphics.
Da-da.
Ta-da, look at that. It's like digital ecstasy.
Yeah.
If you liked the book, tick the thumbs up underneath the screen. And then if you want to see more of our books, click subscribe. Don't cost anything. And then when you get to subscribe, you get the bell. Click the bell. And then YouTube will let you know every time we do another book. And then this one here says there's supposed to be a little word called share next to that. But I couldn't find a thing for share, so you have to just make do with the arrow. And share it with all your mates on all your groups in your
Social media.
Yeah, them and stuff.
Because
in your groups.
yeah, sharing is caring.
And caring is sharing.